talk about this while we're waiting for Mr. Judd here. Oops, that's for Judd. Urban Meyer spoke up today. Said it was painful as a former coach to watch what happened on Saturday. Obviously, Coach Spurrier spoke out to what happened. He goes, just do something different. You could just see his, something was on Pat Dooley podcast. You could just see the disgust on his face. Chris Doring, who I prefaced just the other day as well with how he's such a go-to. Mr. Judd Davis. What's up, baby?
Can you hear me?
My guy? I can hear you, man. What's up, baby?
I didn't know I was going to be on video, man. I thought I was just going to be doing it via the radio.
I
That's
gotta
how
see
it
that
works,
beautiful
right?
face, Judd. Come on, you got a face for TV, baby. You know better. I mean, you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. But we appreciate seeing you.
We both got faces for radio.
What's going on, guys?
I don't know, man. Will you tell me what are we doing, Judd? What happened Saturday?
I don't know, dude. All I know is I know two things. I hope that Miami is like a top 5 team.
Okay.
Right? And
No.
I'm glad I'm not a Seminole.
Okay. I love the jab.
Yeah.
I've been giving the crap. Here's my thought to that though. Let's say Miami is a top 5 team. Okay? I'm cool with acknowledging that. If they are, which I think they're good, but let's say they are, I still don't agree that we should be that far behind. Right? Like, I'm okay with admitting that they're really, really good, but if they're at number 5, we're still a 50 ranked team. Right?
Yeah, that's probably the toughest thing. We had all off season. We knew Miami was coming, right? All this time to prepare. And I guess what was so crazy to me watching that game is it was just blah from top to bottom. We had one play that he went 50 yards and scored, right?
Yeah.
And ran. But
Good
guess
run play.
what? We never ran that play again.
Yeah. And what was funny, like I was watching the game, it's like every time Montrell went around the edge, like he at least got like a 10-yard chunk. And then he has that big 71-yard run, and you're like, okay, well, are we going to continue doing this, or we're just going to keep trying to throw the ball deep?
That's one thing that made like Spurrier just brilliant is if it worked, he'd run it. He'd just keep running it, right? Until it doesn't work.
Yeah, beat it.
He didn't care. And listen, don't get me wrong. I love Coach Napier. I've gotten to know him a little bit. I've gotten to know a lot of the coaching staff. And am I still there?
You're still here. Sorry. I'm just giving you your own little screen here so they can see who we're talking to.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I love all those guys. I think they're doing it right off the field. I mean, the everything. But, I don't know as far from what I understand. I mean, Napier's still calling the plays, right? All the plays. I don't know if that's going to change. And like I said, I'm not going to be one of those guys that sits in his basement and I say I know how to call the plays. And I think that he
good,
got
though.
bad. I mean, when I heard that, I cringed. And I don't think he meant it that way. I just think he meant it where we're going to focus on the team and what we're doing and not try to listen to other people tell us how to do it. But I guess he chose his words wrong. But my gosh, he got lambasted, didn't he?
Yeah, he apologized for it today that he didn't imply it that way. But again, you got a little too specific on a location, and it was that old typical shot of some guy in his mom's basement. That's what riles people up. And I mean, this thing took off. It's football season, which means it's time for you to start winning with your favorite players on and off the field. And with PrizePicks, you can do that. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. And what's special about this time of year right now is that one Caleb Williams passing yard gets you 1 win on PrizePicks every week in September. That's right, only 1 yard gets you an automatic win every football weekend in September 4. 4 weeks of free W's. Don't miss this deal on PrizePicks because it's gone when September ends. So you select Caleb Williams to have more than 0.5 passing yards. Gotta get 1 and you have a W. We're already halfway there. Now, some of you only need to pick 2, but I want to go 4 because when you can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. So Caleb Williams is going to be my first selection to have more than 0.5 passing yards, then Travis Hunter to have more than 79.5 yards, and then more Jackson Arnold to have 265 point yards, more than that in this week coming up. Big time weekend for football. Be sure to download the PrizePick app today and use the code Hightop and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code Hightop on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win. Receive $50. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks, run your game. Now back to the show. For sure. Let me off like a wildfire. Dave?
Yeah, well, I think that analogy that he made, I think somebody in their basement could have called better plays on Saturday against Miami. I mean, you lost 24 points to a team that was on a 2.5 spread. You were evenly matched up rosters. I mean, Florida had the 12th ranked roster. Miami had the 14th ranked roster. So you're going into that game thinking it's going to be really close. You go in there, and for the second year in a row, you come out there unprepared, not just completely all over the place for the second year in a row. And you expect the fans to want to see that, especially you're getting blown out at home in the swamp. You are at home. I don't get it. This team isn't LSU. This team isn't USC. It's not Texas. It's not Georgia. It's not even Ole Miss. It's not even Tennessee. And you get blown out by them. How are you gonna survive the rest of the schedule? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't, and there was just, and some of the it wasn't just that. Some of the things, the lack of effort on some of the plays. I mean, I've seen a lot of people have broken down plays and showing this guy. I mean, on the pick, not trying to make the effort to. I mean, there's no, and then the late hits on the quarterback. I mean, come on, guys, this is stuff you learn when you're a sophomore in high school. I mean, those two penalties were massive, right?
Yep,
crushing.
I don't, like I said, but it's so funny. Here we are talking about this and Gator Nation and everything. And I can't even imagine what's going on in Tallahassee. I mean, can you even fathom the dumpster fire? How? Think about this for a minute. I mean, they haven't even played anybody yet.
Yeah, and
right?
They got to play Memphis. They got to play Memphis.
I love how we are in the complete gutter. And Judd's like, but look at this, though. Look what's happening over here in this armpit of Florida.
I mean, we're here, but they're here. They're down. I mean, I can't. I mean, people were leaving that game. The third quarter?
I love.
Oh, yeah.
This is how I am, Judd. On Monday. I went live to celebrate the loss. Like I am the exact same way. Like this is where the Florida hate for these other teams. There's just it's almost we enjoy the downfall of our enemies sometimes more than our own victories or successes because it's just fun watching them lose. So I feel
they were cheering for Brock Glenn in like the third quarter in the second game.
I mean, it's childish, right? But like
No.
I want Florida to lose in every sport, every day, all day, across the board. I don't care, women's sport. That's just the way it is. I mean, as a player, former player, we played Georgia. It was fun. We played Tennessee. It was fun. But when you played Florida State, the hate, it was pure hatred. And it may just be a pillow fight when we play them at the end of the year, but I don't know. But I was watching that game, and I was the biggest Boston College fan. I just couldn't help it. I
almost, if you checked out Jane Crane's tweet, I almost predicted the score right. I said 35-13 Boston College, and they were like 5 yards away from making it 30.
They kneeled it. They should have scored.
They kneeled it. Yeah, they should have scored. I was so mad.
Did you see? I loved Cannell's tweet, and then Van Pelt just blasted. It was beautiful.
Cannell is swimming.
That cup.
If we could make fun of Florida State this whole show, I would just do it.
Hey, so my aunt and uncle. I mean, obviously Joe and Chelsea are FSU fans, right? And
oh gosh, I haven't even talked to Joe. Oh yeah, they're so bitter right now.
So I love them because they're my family, but sometimes you're just like, you look at them, the word FSU, they're just like, ugh. Especially this time of the year. He didn't give me too much flack. I was there this past weekend. He didn't say too much. Because of a week before, and I kept telling him, I was like, y'all gonna lose on Monday. He's like, no, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. They were not.
Yeah, I honestly, when even they were down early, I thought, okay, they're gonna get it together and they're gonna come back and win in the second half. But I'm telling you what, they have thrown all their cards in on DJ. What a disaster! I mean, that guy's just chased the money from school to school. And dude, he's terrible. Like he really is bad. It's amazing.
There is